All right, we're rolling. There we go. I think I'm going to use our intro from the last one, so we just use the same clip every time.
Yeah, that was a good intro.
Okay.
It's spherical!
So, do you recall the first time you watched My Bloody Valentine? 1981.
1981. It was 2019, and it was a cold February day, about 32 degrees.
Oh, that is cold.
And freezing point. Fahrenheit. And I listened to the Eli Roth podcast, if you ever watched or listened to that, or watched the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And they discussed My Bloody Valentine, so I gave it a watch, and it kind of blew my mind for that first time.
Had you seen many other 80s slashers before that?
I did, but just the kind of the ones everybody else has seen.
Okay.
So,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
and all those ones.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of a more I feel underrated one. Not many people, their mind doesn't really go to this when they think of slashers from the 80s, but it was very influential at the time when it came out and kind of got the MPAA into a panic.
Yes, yeah.
The first time I watched it, I don't remember. This was one that my parents showed me. Once again, they're at fault for everything that I've watched, and I was probably already pretty desensitized to slashers at this time, even though I was a teenager. But The Walking Dead was my favorite show, so gore didn't really bother me that much. I also knew that it was a silly 80s slasher. The gore was pretty good though. It didn't scream cheesy too much, but I thought it was very charming in a Canadian way.
Yes, what you can say about this film is that it was authentically Canadian.
Yeah, absolutely.
In every way.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes a lot of Canadian tuxedos.
Hope, what was this movie about? What was the synopsis of this?
It is about a group of young people. I don't know the exact ages. Google says teens, but no, I don't buy that.
They're coal miner workers.
Yes.
Getting off work, drinking. It's not 20s.
Mid-20s maybe. But there was a tragedy in this small town. I believe it was called Valentine Bluffs was the name of the town. Pretty cool name. But there was a mining accident 20 years prior to when the film takes place. And it's kind of an urban legend in the town that a bunch of these miners died from an explosion that happened in the mines, and there was one survivor named Harry Warden who escaped and survived by eating his fellow coal miners, and he ended up in a mental institution after that. So the town is they don't really celebrate Valentine's Day because that happened on Valentine's Day. The kids in the town, the 25-year-old kids, they want to have a Valentine's dance for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, and the local government is running that 20-year Valentine's Day dance, and it's a big thing. The Valentine's Day ball, it's back. We're back, baby.
We're so back.
Yeah, and the mayor specifically says, do not mention that it's exactly the 20 years anniversary.
What starts happening in the town when they're getting ready for this Valentine's dance?
Slaughter.
Grisly.
Slaughter.
What I enjoy about this film is that the fun part is it takes place in the town and it takes place in the mine.
Yes.
But there's a reason why it takes place in both the town and the mine. And in the town, they get sent Valentine's Day heart,
the
candy
boxes?
chocolate heart boxes. Obviously, usually filled with chocolates, but now they're filled with bloody hearts.
Real hearts.
And it's so cool. And some of them have a poem in them.
Yeah.
For example, I can't remember all of them.
There was one a roses are red type of thing. I don't remember.
Roses are red, violets are blue, two are dead, in like 3 hours soon or something
Yeah.
like that. Or there's one that was like, it happened once, it happened twice, now it's gonna happen thrice.
Yes.
That was and
you pretty much said, like, don't have this dance or you're all gonna die.
do not have this dance, do not have a gathering.
Yeah.
I think with the heart-shaped boxes, my favorite part was the mayor.
Yes.
He found these boxes numerous times throughout this film, and throughout him finding these boxes, he became like increasingly like terrified.
Yeah.
And he was like playing it to the extreme.
And he was like the only one who was like really in a panic about
yeah,
it.
yeah, he was like dramatic and
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, every single time he found these boxes. And the best was when he actually got a chocolate box.
Yes.
And he was like disappointed that there was no heart in it. It was incredible.
Yeah, he was a great character.
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He was weirdly silly.
Yeah.
And
But it worked.
He wasn't supposed to be, but it worked, yes.
One thing, I think this is such like an original idea, and apparently we love holiday themed horror in this podcast.
Yes.
This is our second episode on a holiday horror film. But this one felt so like all the pieces fit together perfectly, like of the story, like how it happened in the mines, like the origin of the killer, stuff like that. I think the film kind of like wrote itself in a way. A pretty simple story of like a small town, struck by tragedy, But the fact that they tied Valentine's Day into it worked really, really well.
There's a lot of things that are replicated.
Yes.
And it took its own path, but also was a whodunit,
Yeah.
a holiday slasher, and and it also has its own atmosphere.
Absolutely. Because of actually, it was also Canadian.
It was also Canadian. Yes.
Black Christmas was Canadian too.
2 for 2.
Wow. Canadians love holidays.
two Canadian holiday films.
Love that. This was shot in Nova Scotia in Canada, and it really felt like you were deep into Canada with these characters. The accents, the clothing, just the vibe of the town. It was like, yeah, this is deep into Canada. We weren't in Toronto anymore.
No, we were not in Toronto. They're all authentically Canadians. Yeah. And, lots of poutine. No poutine in this film. Hot dogs. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah.
But let's go over the cast. Let's go over the cast. It's going to be a short one today.
Yeah, I do not recognize any of these people.
None of these people had really much to talk about. So we had Paul Kellman, who was Tom Hanniger, or TJ. He was in Black Roses. I don't know that film. It's another horror film. We had Lori Hallier, who played Sarah.
Sarah Palmer.
Was that her name?
Yeah, her name was Sarah Palmer.
Oh, that's awesome. And shout out Twin Peaks.
Shout out, yeah. Shout out David Lynch.
Shout out David Lynch, R.I.P. So Lori Hallier was in one episode of Star Trek Voyager. Tom Kovacs, who played Mike, was in one episode of Fear Thy Neighbor. Do you know that show?
No.
It's an ID TV show.
Okay.
It's one of those crime ones where the neighbors become like homicidal, and it's just basically you know those like ID TV shows where
there's like reenactments and stuff.
It's reenactments. He was one of the reenactors.
Okay.
And then this is our biggest known person in this cast, which is Neil Affleck.
Is he an Affleck?
No.
Okay.
He's an Affleck. He's not an Affleck. Not the duck. Not the Affleck Insurance. Affleck.
Affleck.
But he's not an Affleck.
He's not like the Hollywood Affleck.
He's no.
Okay.
He played Axel. He was in Scanners.
Oh.
As an extra. He was nurse number 2 or something like that.
They didn't know he was the star of My Bloody Valentine? Did that come out before or after this movie?
Before, I believe.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't.
Scanners.
This was his breakthrough role.
77?
I don't know.
I'd like to say it was 70s, right?
Okay.
Cronenberg 70s.
That would make sense. Yeah.
It could be 80s. I could be wrong. I'll fact check it. And then he was also in The Simpsons.
Oh.
He worked on the
Lovely.
Simpsons movie as an editor.
Wow.
And
what a
he
guy.
was in I think a couple episodes, I believe, as a voice actor, as
That's
a background
cool.
again. But yeah, he was the biggest named cast member, which is kind of upsetting.
Yeah, everyone else was just Canadian people.
Yeah, nobody really went off to do much. But Terry Waterland, who was Harriet, she was in nothing else.
Aw.
Peter Cowper, who's Harry Warden, was in Valentine Bluffs, which is a Lloyd Kaufman sequel to this movie.
I had no idea that existed.
It does. Lloyd Kaufman's the lead character, and from what I read, it's not good. And then we have Keith Knight, who played Hollis, who is also in nothing else. So we have a really small cast.
That's kind of cute, though. It adds to the charm of the, small town.
Yeah, you don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't, because sometimes you go and watching a movie and you're like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yeah, that person's in that.
And you don't have that kind of
we had
for their character.
Lois Lane in Black Christmas. It was directed by George Mihalka. I believe that's how you say his name. He's Hungarian-Canadian. I Googled him. This is probably, definitely the biggest movie he's done. He's done a lot of, single, series episode directing. But I was on his website. He's still currently an active filmmaker. He did this show, I watched the trailer of it. It played at TIFF. It's called Rise of the Raven, and it looks incredible. It's, this big, huge production, period piece. I believe it's in French. But it looks really awesome, and I kind of want to watch it. My Bloody Valentine was still the biggest thing that he has put out.
Yeah, it's even you can't find much about him online.
Yeah.
It's funny because I went to his IMDb page, which is usually where I start, and his biography was written by him and his wife.
Aw.
So,
he's got IMDb Pro.
Yeah, he's got IMDb. He's got IMDb Pro. But yeah, not much to really. He doesn't really give much information about himself.
That's very on brand for this film.
Yeah, he worked with some theatrical features and television shows in French and English. He is, I believe you said he's French Canadian.
Hungarian.
Oh, he's Hungarian. Sorry, yeah, he was Hungarian. He was born in Hungary.
Yeah.
He lived in Canada since age 10.
Probably speaks fluent French as well.
Yes, and he received a Lifetime Achievement Award and Distinguished Service Award from the Directors Guild of Canada.
Whoa, that's a big deal.
Which is kind of impressive, being that his biggest film is My Bloody Valentine's Day.
In 1981.
And, in 1981. It says for the last couple years, 2019, 2023, he was working on Rise of the Raven, which was 2024, and it's a 10-hour medieval period drama.
That sounds incredible. I really want to watch that.
It's probably really good, but you have to sit through 10 hours.
Is it a movie? Or is it episodes?
I don't know. I'm going to look this up.
Either way, I will be tuning into that. Yeah, it's a television series.
But yeah, that's what George Mihalka is up to.
That. I would not say the directing stands out in the film, but it definitely has a very distinct tone to it. And also watching the remake, it was kind of the same thing with Black Christmas, how the remakes are just very overly sexualized, which the original ones aren't. It's still kind of saucy. There was a weird scene it's the first scene in the mines.
The first scene in the movie was the one where
she was the woman was touching on his mask.
Yeah, and stroking the long...
That was really weird. But nobody's boobs were out for no reason. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, there was definitely a thematic something that was being said about the sexualization of the mask and everything like that. I couldn't pick up on it. I've been thinking about the theme for about 2 weeks, and I really can't get much out of it.
Yeah, I put "Don't Party in a Mine."
Yeah, I mean, I think there was something being said about I don't know, the sexualization of something.
Yeah, there was also some romance going on between TJ and Sarah.
Kids running off to do it.
Yeah, you could watch this anytime. It's not
Yeah, it's not it doesn't have to be shown on Valentine's Day.
Unless you're really serious about Valentine's Day.
What I noticed the most was there was a lot of, it seemed to be giallo film.
Yes.
Esque shots. close-up of eyes, different colors,
Yeah.
things like that. I thought that was quite interesting versus, the remake where it's, medium shot, wide
Yeah,
shot,
it
medium
seemed
shot, back,
very
forth.
like made for TV
Yes.
almost. Like in the way that it was shot, it wasn't very artistic. It was like supposed to be a made for like 3D film as well. So there's
Yes.
a lot of like things coming out at the camera, and there's like an eyeball that pops out at the camera.
Let's just get into the remake.
Yeah,
we always are eager to get into the remakes.
Let me flip my page here. Tom Atkins was in it.
Only good thing about it.
Yeah, that's
Tom
about
Atkins.
it. I would say Jensen Ackles was like a very big person to get at the time that this was made because of how successful Supernatural was. I'll be honest, I did watch like the first 4 seasons of Supernatural when I was a teen. I think I liked Sam better than Dean, but he kind of, to me, he was very one note at the time. Jensen Ackles I'm talking about, but I know he's in The Boys now, and I've never...
He's in The Boys?
Yeah.
Who's he play?
I have no idea.
Does he play...
But have only watched like the first couple episodes of The Boys also. So his career has like come back around from Supernatural since then.
I love The Boys. I didn't know who Jensen Ackles was. I knew he was in Supernatural, but I watched one episode, and I did not care for it at all. I thought the acting was very weak, and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, it was
very,
I mean, it was a CW show.
Yeah, it's very teeny.
Yeah, teeny bopper. There's like cute
Teeny
boys
bopper.
chasing demons. I was like, all right, I'll watch it. Soldier
He
Boy.
plays Soldier Boy. Okay, yeah, he has it's a small arc. He is very good in it, but in here he is not. He's very bland. He's
basically playing his character in Supernatural, I think.
Yes, he's looking good for the camera, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
he's mewing.
He's mewing a lot. More than James in Twin Peaks. He's mewing.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even finish the remake.
I did. Unfortunately, it took me 3 days, but I finished it.
I watched the first 40 minutes. After the naked woman ran around for like her entire screen time, I was like, all right, I think I'm wrapping this up here. But that woman played Ginger Fox in iCarly, who was like the Britney Spears version, like the iCarly version of Britney Spears, and I immediately recognized her from that. She had a much better role in iCarly than this movie.
I remember when this movie came out, and it was very big, the 2010 one.
Yeah.
I think it was 2009?
2009,
2009. It was very big, and it was pushed with 3D.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember the trailer and the miner throwing the axe at the camera.
Like towards the camera, yeah.
That
I
was
feel like this is more what I thought the original was also like.
Yes.
But it's not at all.
It's just... I mean, we talked about it all the time, but the 2000s... I'm calling it the 2000s yuckification.
That's good. I like that.
Because it
They
just...
de-assified it.
They de-assified it, yes. I got a lot of notes here for the remake because I was bored.
Okay.
First off, the dead bodies in the opening, probably 20 minutes with Tom Atkins, are hilarious. They're funny because they're so bad.
Yeah.
Made for 3D. The sound design's a little chunky. I don't know if that was just on my end because I was watching it on some streaming platform.
I also thought it like looked cheap.
The
look of
yeah,
it.
It didn't look like it was like color graded at all.
Yeah.
It was just like gray. And I don't know, there was weird things. I think there was like a knock on the door, but it went like 30 seconds before the scene started. So you kept hearing this knock, and I was like, what is that knock? And then the scene would happen 30 seconds later.
That's weird.
Didn't the mine collapse? Wasn't the whole part that the mine collapsed?
Yeah.
So how did they get into the mine? Like, where's the collapse of the mine?
In the beginning, it seemed like they were just having a party in the mine, which I think it was still functioning.
It was functioning.
Because, like, the Jensen Ackles was working.
Yes, yeah. It didn't make sense, though, because the mine collapsed. The mine exploded.
Yeah.
And then they went back in the mine to party?
Yeah. They completely changed the story with this one.
Yeah. Why is this mine open?
And why are people partying in it?
Yeah, well, how did people have access? Well, I guess he did have
His father owned
his father
it.
owned
Yeah.
the mine, and that was the whole thing. I didn't care about that at all.
There was also another soap opera storyline with the sheriff having an affair with his wife was Sarah Palmer. And then he was having an affair with one of the girls who worked at a store, and she was pregnant, and it was very unnecessary as well.
It didn't get talked about at all.
For the rest of the movie.
The rest of the movie, at the end, the two characters and the cop, you have to decide who's the killer, and it is the wife who is there, and she has a gun, and the cop goes, "Just shoot us both," and I go, "Please, just shoot." Yes, just
shoot them both.
I don't care. End this.
We also didn't say who was the killer in the original.
We did not. Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm still going over my.
Okay.
I wrote, at least they're trying. They tried. There was way too many exterior shots.
I also agree.
It was scene, bridge,
the establishing
towns,
shots. Yeah.
Yeah. And
they
then,
just had to show you where they were shooting it.
Yeah, every scene after was a establishing shot of another city, of the same city, of the same shot.
Was it shot in the same place? I don't remember reading if it was or not.
I didn't read that far into it. I watched the movie, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
I also noticed that the directing, which I did not like at all, there was transporting people. So I noticed that in certain shots, there would be a person standing at, the corner of the room. And then the camera would switch, and they would be right next to the other person.
That's continuity.
And that bothered me a
believe.
lot. I noticed it for 2 or 3 scenes, but I feel like with this budget of a movie, this big of a movie, you cannot have that.
Mistakes like that, yeah. Smaller budget things are better at that than bigger budget things sometimes.
To the original one has some little errors, but you can get away with that because it's kind of it's just a low budget, homey Canadian film.
Exactly. The budget was $2 million.
For the remake?
For the original.
For the original.
But 75,000 of that was spent on the look of the mines. Did you read about that as well?
I read that. They redid it. They had to redo it.
So the town was so excited that they were scouted for a movie. They were like, we need to clean up these mines and make them look nice. But the reason they were chosen was because they looked dirty and gross. So the production had to spend time making re-dirtying up the mines.
That's very funny.
That sucks really bad.
It was because the people in the town were so excited. They're like, we're gonna clean
That's
these mines.
adorable though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They spent $50,000 to clean the mines as well.
Yeah, they spent $50,000. They had man.
I feel bad for everyone involved in that.
There was, but I'll go into the numbers here.
Okay.
So the budget was $2.3 million in Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Canadian. That's important. So,
and 1981.
In 1981. So today that would be about $7,681,373 roughly.
Okay.
Now Canadian, and that's in Canadian. That fluctuates every week, Canadian dollar. So it's $554,000 to make the movie in U.S. funds.
Wow.
And then
very low.
It made $5,673,343 worldwide.
Okay.
Which I believe was U.S., counted in U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And if so, in 2025 dollars, that is $20,229,431.02.
So the budget was $500,000, and they made $5 million.
Yes, 13th. They wanted the budget of Friday the 13th, so they funded it, not to the extent of Friday the 13th, but basically, it wasn't delivered to the standard because they just wanted that profit to be so large that it's not Friday. This movie isn't Friday the 13th, and
which I believe came out in 1980, so it was immediately after.
So the reason this movie even got made was because
It was riding off the coattails.
Yeah,
of Friday the
they
13th.
actually saw Black Christmas and Friday the 13th and
Halloween.
and
Yeah.
they said these are everybody loves holiday movies. Holiday slashers. We need to make a holiday slasher. And so Mahalkis, the director, George and the writer came up with this script.
In the film, it also takes place mostly on like Valentine's weekend, which the Friday before was Friday the 13th in the film.
Yes.
So it was Saturday the 14th, which was Valentine's Day in the film.
Which they also thought was going to help with the profit of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the original title was The Secret. But
I don't like that.
No, I don't either. Cinepix, which is the production company, changed it to capitalize on the holiday horror movies.
It was quite dangerous for them to be filming in the real mines as well. And it was a very big challenge, like having to light all of the scenes underground. Because there's like no outlets or anything in a mine. They had like these big like lighting packs that they had to bring down into the mines with them. Which was like super impressive because I think it's still lit like really well inside of the mines.
It's perfectly lit for a mine.
Absolutely.
It's how it should be lit. Unlike the remake where it is lit perfectly and
they're barely in the mine.
There's a scene where he takes out the lights in the original when the
Oh
killer
yes, when he's like
smashes all the lights
each
and
of
it actually gets dark.
Yeah.
So they
that
did that in
awesome.
the remake. And every time he hit a light, none of
Nothing
the lighting
happened?
changed. It would just like blew out the light bulb.
Yeah.
The MPAA forced the film to trim 9 minutes of the film.
Yes.
Gore.
I believe there were 6 different cuts of the film, like in total. And the uncut version finally got released in 2009, like with the remake.
It did.
Yes.
I know some of that footage that they cut, the MPAA like forced them to throw out the film.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
they had it somewhere.
And do you know why it all happened?
No.
Because of John Lennon.
Yes,
the death
I
of John
did read
Lennon.
that. That's so... Why is it John Lennon's fault?
Another reason I hate the Beatles. I hate the Beatles.
I talked about how awkward the first scene is with the woman in the mine with like the bad heart tattoo on her chest. It doesn't look like a heart. It looked like it reminded me of the Grinch. It looks like a Whoville heart.
the small heart, yeah.
But yeah, she was like stroking his like miner mask. It was really weird. I said, how old are all of these people and why are they having a dance? Because they're not teenagers, like I kept finding online. I don't know why that bothered me so much.
I thought it was because of it just felt homey. It felt right in this this small Canadian town.
Just let them have fun.
Yeah, like the mayor's assistant or whoever she was.
Yeah.
Was like putting up the decorations and she was all enjoying it and
one of the most like iconic scenes in the film, and it's like genuinely scary, is the laundromat scene.
Yeah.
There you see like a body in a dryer, and you see it pretty much through the whole scene, but it doesn't get acknowledged until
it looks like clothes.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's like red.
Yeah, it's bright red, yeah.
Someone put like a red sock in the dryer or something. And then he finds another heart in a box and finds the woman in the dryer. And I think that's just a great scene. We also get a hot dog death.
That's my favorite death in the whole film.
I think that's the worst way to die.
It is human. Kids are boiling hot dogs at the not the Union House.
I think it's the mine party.
It was the mine party.
Yeah.
Where they have like a little, kitchen there.
Yeah.
And they're boiling hot dogs, and the one guy goes.
Isn't he just going to get a hot dog?
I think he's going to. He sees some lady get a hot dog. I think she's like double fisting hot dogs, and he goes,
"Ooh,
munch." He goes, "I got the munchies," and I thought he was gonna like go after her or something weird, but it turns out he just wanted a hot dog. And he goes to get a hot dog, and he looks down the water, and Harry Warden comes, grabs him by the back of his hair and drowns
in the hot
by
dog water.
hot dog water. And
That's
then,
so gross.
But it gets better because then they're eating hot dogs and putting more hot dogs in the
same
hot dog
pot.
water. And they're opening the fridge and he's like in the back of the fridge. Oh, great.
Yeah. That's like my personal worst way to go. Hot dog water is so nasty. There's also a romance. It's like a love triangle. I was kind of getting Twilight from it. With Axel, TJ, and Sarah Palmer. TJ, I believe Axel and Sarah are married in this film because they both have the same last name. It's Axel Palmer and Sarah Palmer.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were married.
That just hit me when I was looking at the character's name and I was like, oh my god, they have the same last name. But like there was a romance prior with Sarah and TJ and he like left or something without telling anyone anything. He left the town. And then he comes back and him and Sarah are obviously still in love, but they have like this big dramatic moment like by a river.
Yeah, I thought that was very funny.
It's like so out of place in the rest of the film and they kind of never go back to that. There's like no other scenes like that, but that actress is like putting everything into this scene and TJ's like, I'm so sorry. But I love that scene, honestly. I think it's so good. And then I wrote that I thought the creepiest part, in the end, it is revealed that Axel is the killer and Harry Warden has been dead for like a very long time.
Which you can kind of figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had records of him dying like at the mental hospital like a lot of years before this. So Axel is Harry Warden's son, I think? Am I making that up?
I think you're making that up.
Okay. Axel's the killer.
Axel's the killer, yeah.
And in the end, he's like, part of the mine like collapses again onto him. And there's the last shot of the movie is like through the rubble and he's like skipping away, like singing. And I thought that was like genuinely so creepy. I think that's like the creepiest moment in the film.
I thought the ending where he's stuck in the rubble and they just leave him.
Yeah.
They just left him in there.
Well, Sarah wanted to get him, but like he also just killed everybody, like all of their friends.
We're just gonna let him stay in that rubble.
Axel is the son of Harry Warden's victim.
Oh. Yes.
He witnessed the murder as a child. He witnessed Harry Warden murders.
Because what I know...
Father.
Also, there was like a whole separate like scene which reminded me of, you ever see the movie Pieces?
Yes.
It reminded me of Pieces a lot when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was like the transposed image. He was literally just staring at the camera and there's the transposed like film of like him as a kid and him viewing this murder, which I thought was wild because that had to take a whole different day just to shoot that.
My dad wanted me to shout out one of the
Tom.
earliest shoegaze bands. It's called My Bloody Valentine.
Day. Or My Bloody Valentine, yeah.
Every time I googled My Bloody Valentine, they would show up first.
They're awesome. And they got their name from this movie, obviously.
Yeah. He also just wanted me to say that it's him and my mom's favorite slasher film. They have a Harry Warden bust in their basement. Which is pretty cool.
You showed me and it was insane.
Yeah, it has like a chocolate box with a heart in it too.
It's amazing.
And it's like made of latex and stuff. It's really, really cool.
I will say that I think the actor who played TJ is a remarkable actor. But he was giving it his all. It was one of those cases where he's given it his all and he just can't shake that Canadian accent.
Yes, that was really like a handicap.
If he learned how to get rid of that Canadian accent, not like for this film it worked, but like if I'm guessing he didn't in the future.
Yeah, he was giving me like Bruce Campbell vibes.
He was a very, very good actor.
Him and Sarah's character, I think, were very good, especially together. I was shipping it. As soon as they're together, you're like, this is gonna happen.
Yeah. You know, that other guy.
Also, I think Patty was her name. She was like the second final girl. She died at the very end. It was like Sarah's best friend. I loved that character so much. I thought she was so cute. And she was all excited to show her boyfriend her dress that she was wearing to the dance. And then they both died.
Cut down to here. Knees
cut up to here.
Cut up to here.
I loved that character. They're all just very like wholesome
Yes.
Characters.
It was a comfy little horror film. Runtime was an hour and 30, hour and 33 for the director's cut. Perfect. Tight 90.
Runtime.
Tight 90. Sound mix is mono. It was Eastman color. The aspect ratio 185:1. Shot on a Panavision Panaflex. And the laboratory was Astral, Montreal, Canada. Which is...
Shout out Montreal.
which is Metro Color Culver City in California for the USA prints. 35mm spherical cinematographic.
I read that word.
Graphic.
I read that word for the first time in a book the other day. Cinematographic.
Cinematographic process was spherical, whatever that means.
I only know spherical and the other one for lenses.
I'm guessing that just means
anamorphic.
A curved. Well,
anamorphic and spherical. Those are the two different ones.
Well, it's spherical.
I think
it's
spherical.
And it's spherical. Spherical.
Spherical. We promise the next one will not be another holiday slasher.
What do you got going on for Valentine's Day? Anything
planned? Oh, no.
No?
I actually got a film job that is happening on Valentine's Day, so I don't get to celebrate. But I really want to see Wuthering Heights when that comes out.
There you go.
That's it for me. What about you?
It's pretty romantic. I think I'm going to Tully's.
Nice.
You know Tully's? Chicken fingers, chicken tenders, New York State staple. Of like upper New York State.
That's very romantic as well.
That's it.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Happy Valentine's Day.
You can email us at
realscared
@gmail.com. REALSCARED @gmail.com.
We haven't received any emails yet, so
email us.
Just say hello. Tell us you like the podcast.
Or don't. Say you hate it.
Or, if you hate it.
Tell us what we can improve on.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Thanks.
We'll see you on the next one.